It's Karen Ryan, she's a known instigator.
Is it now?
There it is.
His Majesty is here. Dallas, did you read the website that
I did.
There's a bid up process?
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay.
So it's before the 19th.
Nothing happens fast, but we're working on it.
Yeah, we had to drag her kicking and screaming to get it up.
I'm sure you did.
It's not easy, nothing's ever.
Come on. Showtime.
Is it? Close.
Ed hasn't spoken yet, so I don't do anything.
1 minute.
Oh, God.
1
Sorry.
minute.
I'm eager.
And we're gonna continue.
How I'll walk out at some point. With Melissa's schedule, I'm sure we have a break or something.
8:30. Morning, everyone. Welcome to the August 25th, 2025 Carroll County Commissioner meeting. Please join me in the pledge of allegiance. That's supposed to be your job.
No, you're chairman. Got the big money.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Melissa, do we have any media
No one's on the Zoom.
other than Ed?
Other than
Public
that.
comment?
Oh, come on, Fred.
I was gonna say, we can't continue.
Rick Gaines,
Say something nice today, Fred.
Well, I will. I was gonna hold until later, but I'm still kind of concerned about the free meals at the nursing home. I understand it's still going on for multiple family members, an extended family, and, you know, I don't think that's right. Commissioner Chandler had mentioned that maybe we should have a head count on it, which I still think is a good idea, because you do go through the line and you record the sales. It's just as easy to record the no sales and the free meals. So I would, you know, ask the commissioners to please look into that and try to make a policy so that they follow the policy on those meals. Thank you very much.
Seeing no further public comment at this time.
By the way, that was Fred Kane from Wolfboro, who did not properly identify himself.
I was introduced, I thought.
I think I was, yes. I think you was.
I still had to catch you on it. You broke tradition, Fred.
We will now recess for Hale's location select board meeting.
I'm a selectman.
We have two things on that agenda. One is the approval of the minutes for July 14th, 2025 and August 11th, 2025.
I have read both sets of minutes. I'm sure Mr. Chandler has too, and I motion we approve the minutes.
Second. All in favor?
So,
Aye. And then we have a request for meal request for Denise Layton, who is our Hales location admin person. She will be attending a Tax Collector Association Education Conference at the North Conway Grand Hotel on September 17th. And it's 2 breakfasts, 2 lunches, 2 dinners, totaling $240.
So moved.
Doesn't
No.
she live 9 miles away?
No hotel.
Yeah, it was the breakfast that got my attention. I'm not going to argue with it, so move it. I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And that's all we've got, right, Melissa?
Yes.
So we will close the Hales Location Select Board meeting and reconvene in our regular meeting,
8:33.
8:33. Next up are the approvals. We have meeting minutes for July 28th and August 11th.
I move we approve.
Motion,
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Is it the signature copy?
Thank you. Next, we have the manifest, accounts payable August 7th, 2025. These are obviously all 2025. $1,107,378.05. Payroll of August 8th of $256,010.92. Accounts payable for August 20th, 2025 of $372,370.80. And payroll of August 22nd, $303,471.19.
Move we approve.
Yeah, second.
All in favor? Next, we have department head report from Director DeWitt. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Aye. Quiet.
Beautiful morning out there.
It is.
So,
And yes, I'm sitting next to him.
Got rid of those 90 degrees. I like these
Yeah.
70s better myself.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm assuming that you have in your packets the
We read your, at least I did, we read your report, but for the sake, for the benefit of those out there,
Yeah, just
can
run
take us through it.
real quick. And so lots of lawn mowing we did last week. It's been dry, which has helped not having to mow a lot, but and be able to concentrate on hay and different other projects we got going on. But last week it was starting to look shaggy, so we got around and spent probably 3 or 4 days between mowing and weed whacking a lot of stuff. We put a new chlorine pump in the pump house. That pumps our chlorine into our water system. The one we've had for, I don't remember, 5, 6, 7 years. And it just started to get very inconsistent for us. So we put a new pump in there, having to dial that in, but I think we're pretty close to getting it. It seems like last week it was running pretty consistent, so we're happy with that. Lots of work going on up there at the tower. Inside the building, they have they've been putting all this new stuff on the walls. They've stripped down the paint up on the ceiling and are getting ready to repaint that. They got a new door coming with a louver, new fans. Part of our contract 4 that we have going on is a bunch of different things up there, and this is one of them. So lots going on in the building. They got dirt work. They going up the road, so we kind of got two projects going on at once up the road. There's a project going on straight up the road for the tower for the sheriff's department, and then the road veers off to the right, which goes to the water. They dug into that with a dozer, it looks like, and they brought in a whole bunch of gravel and fixed that really nice. They've had a tree trimmer come out with like an excavator with a big chipper on it, and he's done all down by our wells and the whole water line. If you drive out of here and you looked to the left of the courthouse, you'll see that there's a chipping line that goes all the way up. He chipped our whole water line all the way down. They're going to be doing GPS markings on that and actually marking it with sticks out there at some point in the near future. But they've cleaned up a lot of areas with that machine. It looks really good up there. This quarter and fourth quarter, third and fourth quarter tend to be our heavy water testing quarters, and so we've had a bunch going on. I got most of it caught up. I'm hoping this week to get the lead and copper testing done, and then we'll be good for third quarter until fourth quarter comes around. Last week we had a clog down kind of in between the jail and our grinder building. That clogged up, so I had DJs was already here doing the regular maintenance for pumping at the nursing home, so I had them come down and they pumped out, had to pump out almost 5,000 gallons, and then they had to put their jetter in there to jetter it out. And mostly it comes from the jail because they go directly into, all these other buildings have septic tanks that they go into first, and we just treat their water. The jail goes directly into the grinder building, so inmates flush a lot of, from soap bottles to chip bags to, I mean, you name it. I mean, there's been shirts and bedding in the past. This just looked like a clog of a bunch of little stuff that was in there, but it was pretty tough. They jetted it and got it out and got everything running good. And I was just down there this morning checking on it see how it went through the weekend, and everything, knock on wood, looks like it's doing good in there. So for that part, still working on and the timing. So we got those new control boxes. We got 3 new control boxes in the sewer system, and 2 of them seem to be doing pretty good. The third one runs the auger and the grinder. The grinder's running good. The auger, it kicks on for a short amount of time, kicks off, kicks on, kicks off, and that's where we've been adjusting our time, because it's like the company we got it from didn't have it set to the same exact time that we had our old grinder or our old auger set to. And so I noticed last week is when the auger turns on and moves things out of the way, then the water flows a lot better. So that was possibly part of the reason for the clog too, is it might not have been flowing as well because the timer wasn't doing as good as it should have been. So we've been playing with the timer a lot. Over the weekend, looking at it, it looks like, you know, hopefully we're pretty close. If we're not there, we're awful close on how we like that moving. The wastewater flow meter, we've had the issue with our flow meter. Basically, it meters the wastewater going out of the plant. Monthly, we have to report that to the state, and that got struck by lightning a couple of years ago, and we had a new one put in this last winter finally, and then it was running good for a couple months, and all of a sudden in late June, I think it was early July when I went to read it, we had issues with it, and so they've been out, looked at it, they ordered parts. They're hoping, I was told tomorrow that they'd be out this week if everything goes good, and get that fixed and back up and going. And I did notify the state when I do the reports and stuff. We had some email going back and forth of, you know, that this happened and whatnot. So she said, yeah, when it's back up and going, just let us know. The Tower Road, so I was talking about 2 different jobs going on up on that road. We had, when you go straight up, you go to the sheriff's tower up there. A couple of years ago that was washed out by a storm we had, and we got FEMA funds. They came back in this summer and fixed it, but there was kind of a 2-part. It was to fix it back to where it was, and then the second part was to improve it. And so they've done a ton of ditching up there and put in some more culverts, and they've put a whole bunch more gravel to build it up. They were finishing on Friday was the hope. I didn't have time this morning because I was down the wastewater to go up and look at it. I planned after the meeting here to go up and look at it, but I'm pretty sure he was planning to have it all done last Friday. So if they weren't done Friday, they'd probably be done today with that. So that's coming along nice. The water tank, so bouncing back to water stuff and the contract 4, we were going to de-water the whole tank, and they were going to go and do a whole bunch of fixing to the tank, but the logistics of that was being tough, because to leave the fire protection for the nursing home was our challenge. And so the engineers went back, re-looked at everything, ended up talking to a dive company, which we've used a dive company before, that they dive in there and they actually clean the tank, and have done a report in there, and they talked to the dive company about doing a lot of the repairs that need to be done so we don't have to drain the tank. And so it's looking like we're going to go with that route. They can do about 95% of all the work that we wanted done through diving. So it saves us, you know, it's going to be a cost, but it's also less of a cost than if we had to de-water the whole thing. So we're still kind of coming out okay there, and we're not going to be vulnerable of having our tank empty without fire protection, or potentially having to come up with another expensive way to have fire protection for the nursing home.
This is Underwood, right?
Yeah, Underwood's, yes, they're the ones that are leading all the engineering with it. The well work is, so the tank, our tank is getting a new roof. They talked about either the first week of September or second week of September. They're going to be putting a new rubber membrane roof on it, and that's supposed to be coming. I kind of already talked about the inside of the treatment building. We've been helping out some of the other departments with a few little things here and there when they need some help with different tasks. We finished up hay season for the most part, I would say. First cut's all done. Second cut's basically, we're not doing a lot of second cut that we talked about, but when we got first cut done and I came back around to start mowing the fields, because that was part of the UNH plan to try to keep mowing every 3-4 weeks to keep the milkweed down, because that's kind of our goal, is to kill out the milkweed and improve our the product of our hay. And the first field we started with was this one right back here, and when we got to it, it was already long enough to take second crop. We had a nice dry, hot spell. We had some inmates available, so I made the decision, let's go ahead and square bale it and put it up. It was like 137 bales. So we did that, and then since then I've clipped a few more fields. Been trying to clip a couple fields a week when we got time. Last week I clipped the big one below the jail. If you guys drive down the dirt road down there, you'll notice that one was cut. We got some more to keep going, but that's been going good. We ended up with about 119 round bales that were wrapped, about 135 dries, and around 2,417 squares. This year was nice that we had first cut bales, a few second cut bales, and some mulch hay, because we do have local contractors that buy mulch hay from us a lot. We haven't had that in a little while, so it was nice to have that nice variety of hay for our customers. One of the things that's really helped too, in my opinion, is that we don't do the walker fields anymore. Those were given up to someone else, and that's really worked in our advantage, because this time of the year when I'd be ready to start second and clipping the fields, we'd be having to go up there and do those fields, and it allows us, not doing that has allowed us to concentrate on our own fields and try to bring up the quality and whatnot down here. So I think that's really worked out well for us. This year we took a lot of big chunks. When I say big chunks, like, I would cut almost everything below the jail, and I break those down in different fields, but that's a lot of hay down at once, and luckily we had good weather and the machinery held out. The inmates that we had for the few days, by the third day they were hurting. We worked them hard for a couple days, but they did come out, which was great. And so that leading to, there's a misconception sometimes, I feel like, with our department that, from May till October we're haying every day, and if you're not haying, you're not doing anything else down there. But there's a ton of things that go down in our department, and I broke it down this year to say 9 days that I cut hay. We got all the fields cut in 9 days and baled in 10 days, which is very reasonable in my opinion for doing almost 70 acres of hay, with the machinery we have and the help that we have. So those were long days, don't get me wrong, but being able to handle the hay the way we're doing it, I don't think, especially giving up some of the other land, I don't think is the end of the world, especially going through the second crop and trying to just clip it and improve our fields. The inmates, we used what I count as 2 full days. Those 2 days, those guys worked hard. It was like 90-some degrees out. We did like 800 bales a day. There was a good crew that the superintendent was able to get to come out with us, probably 5-6 guys those days. And then we had we had 4 half days that we brought them out. Towards the end, we were down to, I think, like 3 guys that came out. But we were able to finish it up, and they all worked real hard. We got a lot of fields that aren't hay quality. I call them non-hay fields. They're not hay quality, but we do like to keep them brush hogged out every year or 2 if we can. This year we've been doing, we're at this dry spell, we've been doing a lot of those, which is nice. It's really caught up a lot of fields that are around, and we have that brush hog that goes on the front of our skid steer, which has worked out really well. So all those are, we've been working hard with all that, but I think it looks nice around here. Our next big project is the fire hydrants. Been talking with the contractor on that, possibly this week or next week. He's hoping that we could start on that and start getting those finished up and put in the ground. Other than that, we've been trying to just rotate out staff with vacations. So that leaves us, most of our jobs that we do are 2-man jobs, and with just having the 3 of us, by having the 3 of us, it's down there to help out. It's nice that I can get one rotated on vacation while there's still 2 of us to keep moving forward. Other than that, the only other thing I can think of off the top of my head is to again invite the commissioners, if you guys have any time on a Monday or anything, any day of the week, give me a shout. I am going to be on and off vacation next month here and there, but please feel free to give me a call, text, and I'd love to give you guys a tour of what we do down there and some of the facilities, and especially as they're improving the stuff up at the water tower, I think it'd be great to, you know, you wouldn't see how it was overgrown, but now you can just see how nice of a job is being done up there.
Great, thank you. Questions?
No, thank you.
Questions?
No, but thank you. Good
All right,
job.
thanks, Will.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
I'll get my phone. You can continue.
I believe the next thing we have is department head report from Director Matt, HR Director Matt. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
How are things in HR?
You know, they're okay. We're doing okay. You know, every day brings something different.
I'm sure
For
it
sure.
does.
Things are going very well in the recruiting side of things, which is great. We had 3 corrections officers start in July, which was exciting. And we're continuing to recruit. I actually had an opportunity to attend, for lack of a better word, a virtual job fair through ZipRecruiter that has bubbled up a really great candidate. There's a possibility of a couple of more I've got calls
Is
into.
corrections or?
Come again? For corrections.
For corrections.
Yep. As far as the nursing home goes, Deputy Director Gunn has been very aggressive in recruiting, bringing on a mixture of full-time, seasonal. Normally the way the per diem staff work is there's a contract, they have to work a certain number of shifts per month, and that sort of thing. And that was becoming a little bit of an issue for our students. We like to be able to hire some of the LNA health career students from the high school or from college. So she worked with, I believe, Sue Dodier and some others to come up with a seasonal per diem contract, which allows them to kind of parachute in and out, and it's worked out beautifully this summer because people are looking to take vacation, and so we've been able to slot these kids in to cover that. So that's been a great thing. She attended 2 career fairs in August, one at Plymouth, one at UNH, and she's got 2 more coming up. And then once school starts back for Governor Wentworth, she'll reach back out. They always hold a job fair September-ish, early October, so we'll attend that. And she also typically visits, they have a health career, the technology center has, like auto mechanics and a variety of things, including health careers. They do some LNA training, so she will meet with that class, and she does presentations to that class. So she's been doing a great job with regard to that. Labor negotiations with the NCEU continue. I think we have made some great progress. Our next meeting is the day after tomorrow.
Or Wednesday?
Yep. I think it's at 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
9 a.m. Sure.
9
Let's just.
a.m.
I know. We seem to have worked out the wrinkles with the changeover to the insurance. There's always wrinkles for whatever reasons, and so we seem to have settled in, and things are going quite well. So perking along.
At least we have insurance.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yeah, some of the other counties were left scrambling. So and Cross Insurance Agency, and I thank Rich for the referral, are fantastic. They just, agencies are supposed to be your liaison. They're supposed to give you a hand. These people are zealots. I mean, I raise a hand and say, I got something happening, and they are on it.
That's good.
Incredibly responsive, and obviously have clout because they produce results. Anthem is a large organization, and yet they kind of stand up and say, okay, we'll fix that, we got that, okay, we're good. So,
Good.
yeah, so they've been a gift. They've been an absolute gift. So, other than that, just,
Other than that, we're good.
yeah, so far so good.
Who does the sheriff's recruiting? The sheriff, or do you do that?
We share it. He's got an incredible network, so a lot of times he does kind of the groundwork and then lobs it over to me, and but he's got a lot of, yeah.
I see employee longevity recognition. Is that today?
Yes, it is today.
That is today.
Yes, it is today. I don't believe either lady will be joining us, right? They are second shift, and I don't believe they'll,
Okay.
but I would like to recognize them. And I would love to have Rich come up and accept on their behalf. So, yeah, and I'll need you to scribble your name at some point on the certificate. Why don't you do that?
Scribble is very close.
I know. Okay. Yeah, this is one of my favorite things to do is the longevity. We've got two folks today, Laura Dutilli and Barbara Roberts. Both have 5 years of service with us. Barbara actually was with us many years ago and then left to raise her kids and then came back. So the fact that she's back and already has 5 years under her belt, so I love when they return home. So, yeah. So we have Barbara and Laura.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations to them, and we thank them for their service. It's very important. And so we're good?
We are good.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Register Karen Rhines. Good morning.
Morning.
Karen's always smiling. That's a good thing.
That's why I'm suspicious of it.
Yeah, she was earlier when I saw
I
her.
have a great group of people I get to
Always
work with.
smiling. It's good.
But the year is flying by, and
It
I
certainly
realized
is. It certainly is.
that I better order the bookbinders. It looks like they will probably come in around $12,000.
I saw that.
And so I wanted, if that is the case, then I wanted to begin the RFP process. If through some miracle I find that they're less than 10,000, I guess we'll just buy it. So I wanted your permission to do that.
It's good with me. You could talk to these two cranky people tomorrow.
I need a
A
motion.
motion?
Oh, I move we approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you very much.
All right.
So after all
Thanks
this
a lot.
time going to electronics, you have to go back to books?
Well,
You
you've
see
got to
the
be ready for
contradiction there?
anything.
Thank you. Thank you.
Contract approval agency staffing, Commissioner LaFouf, again.
All right. This should be the easy part of the day, I think.
He's usually smiling too, most of the time.
Depends who you talk to and when, you know?
And he just jinxed us.
All right, so in front of you, you have a contract with a company named Emergis. Actually, they're a local company out of Manchester, as local as you can be. And I just want to have this contract in place to help supplement my current contract with Med Solutions. Med Solutions is, we have a managed service provider agreement, which just means that they'll do everyone that we have at a lower rate. Unfortunately, there are some slots that they're finding a harder time to fill. We've contacted Emergis, we've vetted them thoroughly. They're ready to go, so as soon as I get a contract with them, they'll be able to fill some spots that we're gonna have in the future, so. It's just a supplement, but as of now, Med Solutions will be our primary. This is just as a backup.
So Med Solutions is okay with, I mean, you can work around Med Solutions.
Okay. Yeah, I had a little chat with them, I told them. It's better to have two than one, so,
Better to have two than one.
yeah. Yeah, they're good.
So you need approval for the contract?
Yeah, and sorry I've been vetted by
I
the.
know, I know the legal looked at it.
Yep.
I move we approve the contract.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right. That was easy.
It was relatively easy, relatively painless. What else you got?
What's next, is laundry next?
Oh, the laundry's next, yes, I'm not paying attention here.
I can leave if you want.
No, tell us about the laundry.
Tell you about the laundry.
We saved a couple of $100,000, they sharpened the pencil.
Yes, we decided, we explained to them that we can help in certain aspects. You know, when Bonnet Page and Stone gave us the contract, they looked at stuff like doing, if it snows, to do all the removal of the snow. They looked at stuff that, that we said, well, we can do a bunch of stuff. They were gonna have a trailer out there. They're gonna move the trailer in here. They sharpened their pencils when it came to some of the site work and things like that. So we gave up some things that we thought were gonna be not necessarily, that were gonna be good to have, but something in the future, as long as we can get it built, it's something that Bob and I can figure out how to pay for later. So yeah, they came out down 200 and something thousand dollars, which was definitely helpful. 213,972. So
So we're at $1.7 million?
we're at $1,718,018. Yep. And that amount includes a contingency for them for about 5% in case it goes over. And we're probably gonna keep a contingency on our end as well, just in case things. But that's already in there, the 1.7.
I was just gonna say that's in the 1.7.
That's in the 1.7, yes.
Questions? Questions?
Time to move it, build it.
Time to build it?
Mhm.
Motion?
I move that we take the recommendations and move forward.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye. Sitting around talking about it, so.
You might as well do it. Anything else?
No, thank you.
Thank you.
And just a reminder that $1.7 million, part of that is grant money, or as a reimbursement, correct, Melissa?
Correct.
Executive Director Seniors. Also
Morning.
smiling.
Hi, good morning.
Excellent.
It's a good day. All right. I'm sorry you didn't sleep well. That's tough.
He answers the bell, though.
Yeah, he does. So the first
It wasn't for drugs.
First thing I have is the financial consultant agreement. The commissioners all,
We've read it, but for the sake of those watching, just take us through a little bit,
sure.
or what it acts, or just an overview of
Yeah.
what it does.
So this is a proposal from Barry Dunn, and the proposal is for audit readiness and technical accounting assistance.
Just, if I can interrupt you for
Yeah.
1 second. This is in lieu of hiring a CFO at this point. We were paying a significant amount of money for a part-time CFO, and at this point, we feel we could save the county some money and basically accomplish the same thing by doing this agreement with an outside agency who's going to basically do a quarterly review, if I'm correct.
Yep. So their fees are not to exceed, and it's an hourly rate rather than a set rate, so we can have some control over how much we use them and how much we spend. It's a not to exceed commitment of $50,000. They'll do a review of reconciliations performed to date as well as through the end of this year. They'll reconcile the long-term assets and liabilities through the end of the year. They will do audit readiness preparation, help us implement the new GASB pronouncements and make sure we're in compliance with those, do staff training, and be available to answer general accounting questions throughout the year, as well as make sure that they'll do an overview of our internal controls and see if they have any recommendations for improvements. So I would ask that the commissioners vote to engage the services of Barry Dunn in an amount not to exceed $50,000.
Stupid question, if I may, Mr. Chairman.
You may.
I'm assuming that they're gonna work with our auditors when the time comes.
Correct. Yep. Sorry, I didn't know if you needed that.
Well, for the sake of, one, I would like to thank the team currently in place in the administration for doing yeoman's work and keeping us up to date financially, and be glad to give them some oversight and overview help, and I move we approve this contract.
Second?
I agree. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great, thank you.
And what was it like that? It was for 1 year, correct? Or-
Yes.
Yeah. So we're gonna try it for a year and see how it works out.
We can also end the engagement anytime. There's no, it's just,
Is there any day amount?
No.
30 days notice?
no. On that same note, thank you to the commissioners for allowing me to attend the Financial Policies Certificate Program through the New Hampshire Municipal Association. So I'll be going 6 days, different days to Concord and getting that certificate, so thank you.
You're here to make dreams come true.
Continuing ed, it's always good. Yeah. I have a line item transfer, it's our first one of the year. So-
It's our first one of the year.
Yes, and we're almost in September, so it's, excuse me, pretty amazing and to the testament of departments for managing their budgets. It's from the nursing home and the explanations on the second page. Excuse me. Oh.
It's our first one of the year.
Mhm.
This is August.
Right? It's pretty good.
While we're doing that, you want to continue?
Sure. So the commissioners again have. the
Oh,
week-
what's that?
Oh, go ahead.
Good.
Sure.
We have a line item transfer, and this is from account, and they're all account 300-4414. And this is from zero, and the request number is 2025-001, as Linda has said, it was the first one this year. And it's 300-4414-029000, fees and services, in the amount of $3,000, and then we have 080000, care of grounds, in the amount of $2,500, for a total request of $5,500 into, again, 300-4414-00500, overtime, in the amount of $3,000. And it's, the other one is vehicle expense, and it's 073000, in the amount of $2,500, and again, it amounts to $5,500.
I move we approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We'll sign that in a second. Okay,
Sure thing.
line item transfer. Consultant agreement.
So you received the weekly budget versus actual. I don't know, I didn't notice anything significant.
It appears to
Did
be
you have
good.
any questions?
I'm sure the delegation will have questions.
And again, you'll notice a few lines over, but I think I explained last time that
Yes.
it's prepaid for
Right.
dues and subscriptions. There's also a line item that's over in the sheriff's department budget, but we believe some of that money actually should be charged to the grant, and so that's why that salary line is over. Other than that, I
Oh, they look good.
didn't see anything out of the ordinary.
Yep.
I don't have the outside agency funding policy revision for you.
Okay.
But we really should square that away at your next meeting, so we can get it out to the nonprofits what we're doing, unless,
We, just to bring me up to date from where we did agree to stop this double dipping thing, right?
you want to, yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
You didn't vote on it,
Oh,
but
oh, we didn't, okay.
in the revised policy,
Okay.
that's one of the suggestions I have in there, is to take that out, based on your discussion. Yeah.
Have we reached out to the agencies, the outside agencies
A
yet?
couple of them have contacted us because they know the application period's coming, so there's only 2 of them that have reached out so far. But I should send an email to all of them, just let them know that you're working on it.
Well, the important part is just that they understand that they may or may not get the funding.
Yeah,
We have, until we figure out how we're gonna do this.
okay.
Anything on the annex you want to talk about?
So, watching the laundry facility get designed and ready to go well, it's been out to bid, but ready to go forward, using Bonnet, Page and Stone to help guide the process. I was wondering if the commissioners would be okay if I reached out to them to get a proposal for them to design what we want to do here. Basically, we send them the list. These are all the things we need you to fit into this square footage.
Have the commissioners agreed on that plan yet?
No, well, you haven't. I need to do something.
Well, at this point, if we do nothing on the annex, we're not in jeopardy of losing any funding if we're going to use the gopher money for the laundry, correct?
Correct.
Just to be clear.
Yep.
Oh, I'm clear. I just want to get rid of the junkyard out behind us.
All right, would you care to comment?
I think Melissa and I were talking about it, and it was the come back up to the original square of the building, get rid of all the wings, get rid of this kitchen, put offices in, and put a smaller kitchen in, build out a more private interior conference room. So basically, we need, I hate to admit it because I didn't want any of this building, but we need this room and probably right next door to
We
us.
do.
That being said, we do not need the wings because of the amount of barns and unused buildings we have on this property. So I would probably like to go down to basically, I think Melissa has a plan of a square. We'll call it the square building.
Do we have a number of how much this is going to cost to have them do it?
Not yet.
No, to have them help us, or
No.
to do the proposal.
No, I'm just asking to go out to them, because none of the plans,
Right,
drawing,
reflect
any of
that,
that
right.
belong to us from the previous work with Siemens, so.
We have to re-brick the backside and weatherize it.
So I don't know that we need a motion. We do a consensus to allow Melissa to ask them to put together
Explain to them what,
how much, give us a proposal for money, total will cost, or how much it will cost us to get
No
them the
wings.
proposal.
Just get us somewhere,
Questions?
get us
Makes
going.
sense, no,
Okay. Thank you. And we already have the vote of the delegation to move forward with A, B, and F, which was this part, the front and one wing. Bob, am I right? Yeah. So I'm not sure that we need to ask them at this point to approve anything.
we really need to see how that's going to be reconstructed over here, what this entrance is going to look like back here. And asbestos mitigation and just getting rid of the rest of those wings. And then we had to find a good barn for Bob, a Bob barn,
To be continued.
a place for his stuff.
Okay. The only other thing I had, which is not on here, I just put together a spreadsheet for today's delegation meeting, and hoping you guys have a chance to just look it over
We will.
before the meeting. It's just a breakdown of the ARPA, what we've spent out of it, and the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 votes we need them to take today.
10 votes.
10 votes. So, all right, that's all I have. Thank you. You have several non-publics though.
Before we do that,
Sure.
Before we do that, we have, last week we approved, last meeting rather, we approved a committee to look into solar for the county. And,
The gentleman who was going to join me are out at the picnic table, so I'm just going to wait.
okay, sure.
I didn't
So we have
realize-
Wharton Sinkle with us today. Wharton's going to be the chairman of the committee, and he's got some people that he wants to recommend to us.
One of them is Doug Smith Wood, I don't know who the other one is.
I know Fraser's one of them. Sure, give me just 1 second. For those of you watching who may not have seen the last meeting, Morton Sinkler is a resident of San obviously Carroll County, and he has a background in solar and has volunteered with some of his people to explore the possibility of implementing solar for the county. And this is strictly a volunteer on their own time, and we appreciate them doing this for the county. And Wharton, if you would like.
Sure. I wasn't here at the last meeting, so I was out of town, but I did see the creation of the committee. I have some questions. I probably need to talk to Melissa about most of them, involving the procedures for noticing meetings. Do we need minutes? Do we have quorum requirements, etc.? So I would like to get those regulations for how this thing is going to be run. I also would like to have access to records of power use for the different buildings on the campus as a sort of a baseline to see what kind of, I think it's a good context to have for designing a solar array. I've spoken with Bob Murray about this and how this should work going forward. So he is on board, and I believe will be serving on the committee, if I'm not mistaken. So that will be a huge benefit because of his knowledge of how everything works around here.
He probably has the most information of any of us.
Of anyone, which is fantastic. And I also spoke to some other citizens who would like to help with this process. Two of them are here today, Doug Smithwood and Kim Fraze. I'm Wharton Sinkler. I think I've introduced myself. I'm on the Sandwich Energy Committee. I have a background in engineering. So that's sort of very briefly about me. But why don't you guys start? I don't know, Doug, do you want to say a few words about your background, who you are?
Sure. I'm Doug Smithwood. I'm from Wolfboro. Some of my background is I'm the director of a program called the Solar Saints Initiative, which we lower the carbon footprint of the 49 parishes of the New Hampshire Episcopal Church. We have 6 solar arrays that are on church facilities right now. Also was on the Energy Committee for Wolfboro. We did Solarize Wolfboro, which is a town-wide program when I was on the Energy Committee. Actually, Kim was our chosen installer. We interviewed a whole bunch of installers, and we chose Kim, and he installed probably 10 arrays that year, and we doubled the amount of solar in the town in 1 year compared to the previous, 10 years. Some of the things, I don't want to take too much time, but some of the things that we were just talking about, Kim and I at the picnic table, when you're looking at potentially doing this, going solar, I think you really need to look at a very long-term picture. You're basically buying 20 or more years of electricity all up front. And if I said you could buy all your home heating oil for your whole complex for $1 a gallon, you go, that's an amazing price, but I want 20 years worth of you. And it's like, well, even though it's a great price, you can't do that. And the other thing we were talking about is that when you have multiple advantages of going solar, it makes a big difference. Like, I used to work for the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service as a fishery biologist, and they had me go look at solar for our hatcheries. We need dependable power at our hatcheries or all our fish die, because we have to pump water continuously 24/7. So when we have huge generators like you have over there, but we're looking at converting them to solar as a fuel source. The batteries are our generators, and we use them, something that you can't use your generators for. You use those for emergency backup, but we use them also for demand mitigation. I don't even know I bet you a third of your electric payments there for demand payments. And so, that's something your generator can't have any value. If you look at all those 3 things, with solar, with battery, that it does all 3 of those functions, it becomes much more of value, to the facility. But the other thing is you got to start thinking about, we got to pay for an upgrade, a capital improvement of the property that's going to have value for 20 years, but you got to pay for it up front. If you don't have any facility to do that, you don't have any capital fund that you can start putting money into that, then I don't think it's ever going to happen. So you need to start thinking about that, and then thinking about what the trigger of economic viability is for you. You know, do you just have to be able to produce electricity at or lower than your current electricity, or what are you looking at? You know, one of the things is you have financial stability. You're in Eversource territory. I know you have a competitive supplier, so you have a long-term contract. But I don't know if your electric rates have ever gone up 30-40%, which they have for a lot of our Eversource parishes. And that brought that whole thing. It's like you have dependable, fixed rate electricity. It might go down, but you can budget for that because it's going to be fixed rate, you know, for forever, or for our lifetimes.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time to help the county, and this is to help the county and the county taxpayers, and ensure that the facility has an adequate source of power. So thank you very much for your time, and we appreciate you stepping up and helping us.
Yeah, I'm Kim Fraze. I retired a few years ago. I'm an electrical contractor in Sandwich. I did about 500 solar installations, most of them residential, but a few commercial. I mean, more on the electrical end of things to help guide where, you know, suggest where things should go, and maybe put some numbers together. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's going to be, all right, what does it cost and what's the payback? So that's kind of what my role is going to be.
Well, until we do it, we won't know.
Right.
So it's definitely worth the effort. Thank you very much for your time.
Great, thank you. That's the two members we have so far, and Bob.
We approve 5 members.
So that's 4. There's a potential 5th, David Kuhnhart, Kunhardt. He lives in Tamworth. He couldn't be here this morning, but he may be interested. I'm not completely sure, but I think with the 4 that we have, we should have a pretty good basis for, you know, defining some opportunities, doing the work to evaluate what they would cost and what they would deliver for the county. And then I would estimate that we would get you some proposal probably in a 6-month time frame. That would be, you know, certainly my aim, not to draw this out for too terribly long. And yeah, basically that's our deliverable, I think, at the end of maybe 6 months. If that's acceptable to you, I mean, that could change, but anyway, that's how we're going to approach things.
Thank you. Commissioners? Thank you very much.
Okay, great. I don't know, Bob, do you have time now, or do you want to be at the rest of the meeting?
Yeah,
We're gonna.
I've got time now. I have to be back for 11. But
Okay.
if we do some time, it'd be great.
Why don't we step out and we can take a look around?
Are you going to stay for the whole thing? If you like public comment, we can do it now before we let them out.
Yeah, no, I'm here for the duration.
Okay.
I want to endure the pain.
Then
How you doing?
pain.
You're probably a drunk today.
Pain. Now, if you're on this side, it's the pain. All right, I need a motion to go into non-public under 91A:3, 2, A and L, A being public employee dismissal, promotion, compensation, or investigation, and L being, consideration of legal advice.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I also need you to add A, B, and I.
Okay, we added A, we need B,
Yep.
public
A.
employee hiring,
Okay.
and I is confidential information in adjudicative proceedings.
You said that word correctly.
No, that isn't it though. I is emergency functions related to terrorism. Is that the correct one? Not J.
Oh, that's with the delegation meeting.
So we're A, B, I, and L.
Did you say C? Sorry,
A,
A,
B.
B, C, L, I.
A, B, C, L, I.
Yep.
C is reputation of any person other than a member of this board or subdivision thereof.
At the rate you're going, we might as well just raise.
We
I
might should do
know,
it
it's
now.
everything.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, roll call.
Yes.
No, you have to say the names.
G, Chandler. Yes.
Commissioner Parker.
My name's Harold B. Parker, the answer is yes.
McGee, yes.
924.
924.
Justin, you want to go first? Since you're already here.
Did I miss Justin?
No, he's in non-public.
Oh, okay. He's our IT director.
It's the man who is untangling the web of deceit.
We all sign these, we all sign these. Something else that needed to be signed, but I guess not. Okay. Let's go with this. Good idea, really work. Piss me off.
Can we get nameplates?
Dallas, Fred.
We
can have the Kevin Memorial seat.
Kevin's watching.
Hi, Kevin.
Is Kevin watching? Of course. We miss Kevin.
Everybody's watching.
I miss Kevin.
Yeah, why am I,
Kevin, let's
already signed it.
All right, I need a motion to come out of non-public and
I will make such a motion.
Seal the motion under
When you read off.
disclosure would likely affect, have an adverse effect on reputation of a person, and the discussion in non-public pertain to terrorism.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
I love that phrase.
And the rest of them are open, is that what you're trying to get at?
The rest of them are open.
Meaning you, it
You
sounds like
basically
you
went in
don't-
under the whole page.
Did you seal each and every one of them, or did you only seal 2? I didn't hear it.
But we're
That's
gonna
got a- that's got a
seal
point.
all of them under those two things. Do you need me to go down each one?
No, I liked when we used to do that, but we don't do it anymore.
Okay, no, we don't do that anymore. They all pertain to one of those two things.
What starts to happen if you don't do each and every one of them, the reason why we were doing it that way is because then you start losing track of which ones you sealed and did
We
not
didn't
seal,
seal.
and then someone brings it up and said, you didn't seal that properly, but that's your
We
choice.
sealed all of those.
Speaking of sealed things, are we done with the past minutes, the back and luck?
Yes, I mean, we still have some that are remaining sealed because the matter hasn't been adjudicated.
That part's fine, but the bulk of them are all now done
Yes,
now?
the bulk of them.
Before we adjourn, we have public comment one more time. Anything, Fred?
Fred Kane from Wolfboro.
Yes, Fred came from Wolfboro. We enjoy having you guys go into private sessions because the meeting continues out here. But one thing that was brought up at the meeting out here is we heard that the plans for this building, we don't own them. And we're kind of confused. Didn't we pay Siemens to?
No.
No.
Don't pay Siemens anything?
No.
No,
The answer's no, and that's
Still no.
And we're not going to comment further.
that's N and an O.
So we don't know. Thank you.
We had a couple of letters of, we had a couple of initial letters.
Yeah, LOIs, we had 2
LOIs,
LOIs.
right, and
Yeah.
that was it.
Thank you.
So we will adjourn until the call of the chair on the 2 weeks from today.
Dallas, did you read it in yet?
Mr.
Not
Chairman,
yet.
You're recessing.
if you could please recess, because a quorum of the commissioners are attending the delegation meeting.
We shall go into recess until 11 o'clock.
Thank you, Executive Director.
Normally if you have a delegation very soon after this meeting, usually you recess in case you have to do something.
So that's what we'll do.
Thank you.
10:19.
By the time I get done with